Hey, Nichole Huntsman here. All right, I am here to help you figure out what to buy for that person on your list this year. That's a tricky, tough one to find presents for. So what we're going to do, we are going to take a peek at this person, or maybe it's you, or maybe it's someone maybe it's your whole family. You want to sit down with a notepad and make a list here. Instead of looking at the person's sun sign, we're going to look at their moon sign. So for those of you who are new to astrology, if you're saying, what is a moon sign? Go to astro.com and go to their extended chart selection, and you can create a birth chart for yourself. You just need your birth date, of course, your birth time, and the city. So if you don't have the birth time, that's okay. You can go ahead and put your birth date in with a noon birth time. But because the moon changes signs every about 2.5 days, there's a good chance that your moon, it's possibly you were born on a day it changed signs. So birth certificate time, written time, those are always preferable, okay? Now, why are we going to use the moon? Why not use, I don't know, Mercury or someone's Venus maybe? Now, a couple of reasons. First of all, a person's moon, if you think about the moon as an object, as a celestial object, it's, of course, the closest to us here on Earth, meaning from our perspective, it's the quickest. And it does obviously make its rotation every about, lunar month for us, and so around the Earth. So it's quick, so that makes it more personal. That moment you were born, it's not just the date you were born, but it's the time and the location. It's kind of a little freeze frame of the fabric of space-time. It sort of freezes it right in that moment, and you walk into existence, and you become a conscious, well, babies are sort of unconscious, but you become a part of the fabric of existence. When you take that first breath, you separate from the mother. So moon, it is the part of us, I believe, that is developed while we are in the mother's womb. Once I think the brain has developed enough to sort of hear sounds, or perhaps to feel primary emotions. From mothers stressed while pregnant, I would imagine that things like adrenaline and cortisol that are in her blood stream might also cross over the placental barrier and enter the baby's bloodstream. So like the mother's sort of emotional state maybe may perhaps affect the baby's development, but then also when that baby is born, they're unconscious, right? So like the tabula rasa idea, I suppose. The world around them, they're learning every day new things, and they're learning when they have discomfort or pain, how does the world respond? And of course, our first primary caregiver tends to be the mother. So your moon is developed in a sense, you're born during a certain time. The moon you were born under, it's just the moon you were born under, right? It's like a clock. So your mother wasn't necessarily like an Aries, or literally an Aries if you have an Aries moon, but the way you perceived your emotional needs being met by this initial, caregiver, it's going to be seen through an Aryan lens. Okay, so that being said, the moon in a person's chart shows you how that person unconsciously, from a very deep rooted, psychologically rooted place as a human, how they experience existence. And the human experience, of course, is tied to emotion, right? We know that memories that we have that tend to stick with us longer are those when we have adrenaline, or we have a flood of adrenaline because it's a scary experience, and that imprints the memory on our brain. So point being, emotion is really powerful, and if you can find a gift for somebody that speaks to that part of that person, voila. All right, so that's my sort of preamble. Go to astro.com. You can pause this, go to astro.com. I'll put a link below, and then come back. So you're buying for an Aquarius moon. Now these people, this is fun. My mom's an Aquarius moon. These people lots of times like one-of-a-kind items. Something that is in some way, shape, or form unusual, unexpected. It could be from the local thrift shop. My good friend, she's got a moon in Aquarius in her deep chart, and she always buys me cool little things that she's found for me, like online or at a thrift shop, but then she'll refashion it for me, and it's one of a kind. It's like nobody, no one else will have this object, and that's very cool. It'll be in a color that I love. That's my favorite color. So right, as someone does to you, do to them. They like items. If you know their favorite color, get them something that's really special that is a sort of a statement piece in that color. I like this idea. My mom, she's a Venus in Leo. She's a Cancer with a Venus in Leo. She likes nice things. She loves jewelry, nice jewelry. Like I swear she was a noble or something in a past life. She was definitely wealthy and I don't know, somewhere maybe in France or Italy or something. But she has good taste. Let's just say she has really good taste. So if you were to buy her an expensive piece of jewelry, she'd be like, oh, that's awesome, great, cool. The Leo in her would be fine with that. But it's more like if you found her an antique, beautiful silver chain, and you had it refashioned, with something that's got personal meaning to her, that would be amazing, right? That's one version of Aquarius Moon. Another version is a lot of times Aquarius Moons like to be attached to their tribe. So if this person sees themselves as a hippie, or they see themselves as kind of like a nerdy, I'm an iconoclast, I'm kind of my own, I'm a skeptic, or I do things my own way, I'm a renegade, that sort of thing, then celebrate that and see if you can find something that nobody else has. And I know I'm not giving like concrete examples here. It is Aquarius after all. But look in odd and unusual places for that gift. And it doesn't have to be the gift that is something you buy at the mall, right? I mean, Aquarius, you can even do something if you've got a techie Aquarius. The entire gift could be something that's done through technology. And I only mention this because I got hacked personally. Like recently, I've been down without my system for like 3 weeks and finally have this new equipment, so it's great. But I don't know. If it's a really nerdy, like a computer, someone who's into software or something, I don't know. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about, and you could figure this out. But do something that sort of celebrates that, right? You do their whole gift through electronic means. Maybe you could have a star named after them. Anything cosmic is loved by Aquarius. Anything that sort of connects us to this human experience, that we're all one. But from this place of expansion of consciousness, seeing things in a new light. Aquarius moons do like to feel like they are different from others. A lot of times they feel unsure of where home is. They even feel kind of divorced from their own sense of home and family, and like, where is it safe for me to be really to open up or to cry, to need another person. Sometimes there's this back and forth with Aquarius moon. I see it all the time, where they really want closeness. They want to feel loved. They want to know that that is safe with this other person. But they're also afraid of what will happen once I'm in with this person. Will they then reject me when they really see me? Can I really be my whole self in front of this person? Or do I need to separate and distance myself from how I really feel? So a big thing for Aquarius moons is learning how to own your feelings. You may have a Mercury in Capricorn, let's say, a part of yourself that's more judgmental or traditional or conservative that says, oh, you shouldn't be feeling that way. And then you might reject yourself. Anyway, so point being, with Aquarius moons, helping them know that you recognize that there's one of them in the whole world, but also that they're part of the tribe. They have their tribe, and you're part of the tribe. So if they love astrology, maybe get them, line up. If you know enough people, if you've got enough friends that love astrology, start a meetup group and do it like in their honor, or take them to a meetup group. It's an astrology meetup group. Take them to an astrology conference if they're into such things. Anything that has to do with the class, with learning, with new information, with anything that's like, dude, mind blown, that's going to be Aquarius moon. Yes, yes, yes. Like my mom, for example, when I message her, if I was to message her and be like, how are you, Mom? How are you feeling? Same thing with my good friend. I was like, how are you feeling? Usually it's like ... for a while. Like they don't respond right away. But if I was to say, hey, I just read this article about, this thing that I've been experiencing, and this has been my experience of it. What do you think? So keeping it more intellectual, more in that terrain that has to do with sharing with each other information that we might both collectively be experiencing. And what do you think about this? What do I think about this? Conversation, quite simply. New ideas. And recognizing that they, a lot of times, like to do things off the wall. They might be one way emotionally one day and a totally different way another day. And they themselves will be like, dude, I feel like I'm being like bipolar, or I'm being like all over the place, I'm borderline, or it's actually, honestly, if you study celebrity charts and those people who have to deal with things like borderline personality disorder or bipolar disorder, and not to say that all Moon and Aquarius have this, but the quality of lability, I guess, or the amount of lability, the frequency or the variety of emotional lability, meaning big high highs and low lows, is more prevalent, it seems like, with people with Moon in Aquarius, their emotions, because they're here to learn about being liberated from emotional trauma, where in this incarnation or maybe in other incarnations, they may have experienced being rejected by the tribe, rejected by their family, rejected by the mother, rejected by the community, being an outcast of some kind. So in this life, it's helping them, they get to learn that it's okay. It's okay to be different from other people. And it's okay to have, though, also to have personal feelings that might be different from the group, right? Without rejecting the group first before they reject me, etc. Hope that this is making sense. I know it's not a lot about gifts. Any kind of gift that has to do with science, that has to do with, you could take them to a really good lecture, if it's with an author that they love, on a topic they love. If you could get access to a TED Talk, that'd be amazing. Take them to that. Something like Burning Man, oh, that's like, yes, 100%. Anything that's a big collective experience, like a collective concert, where there's the thrum of the rhythm of the drums and the music, and it's all these people kind of moving together as one. Yes to that experience for a Moon in Aquarius. And almost like they get to detach. They get a place where they're almost more comfortable strangers, honestly. Because it's like they can pretend to be someone different than who they really are, and they get to try on different versions of humanity. So depersonalized, basically. Also, you got your laser light shows. You got your science museums, right? Anything that's kind of a fun, immersive experience that is where we have something to talk about. You could, if they like music, obviously musical playlists are great lyrics. Make sure that you include, typically, Moon and Aquariuses are gonna, it's hard to say actually with music, that's kind of all over the board. But a lot of times the lyrics are very important to the Moon in Aquarius. More so than like, well, never mind, I was gonna say more so than the feeling. I was gonna say, actually, no, I think music is a way that taps right into Moon and Aquariuses in a way that other things can't. And it's a wonderful way to share feelings for them in a way that they can receive comfortably. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at this. Actually, I had one other kind of fun idea. What about getting a framed version of their astrology reading, of their chart? There's artists who make these. You can just go online, go on Pinterest, or go on Google. What about something like a dream catcher that you made for them, or a numerology book, or an astrology reading, that kind of thing? Any and all of the above would be welcomed by an Aquarius Moon. Okay. So I hope that was helpful for you. And of course, last but not least, for your friend, whatever their moon placement is, astrology reading is always a great way to help a person better understand themselves. And so I'm actually doing a little sale here to celebrate 2019 that's coming up. We've got a lot of big changes with Uranus, of course, ingressing back into Taurus. Kind of he popped his head in there this last year. He's kind of hanging out back in Aries right now. But he'll be back in Taurus, and he's not going to go back into Aries again. A lot of big changes this next year for people when it comes to the structure in their world that gives them a sense of security. Job security, relationship security, financial security. Lots of themes that if the old way of doing things, that's changing when it comes to how you invest your money or how you buy a house. My good friend was saying she thinks there's going to be a lot more barter and trade and jobs. The job market's going to be shifting, and we've got a global economy that we're all dealing with. Technology shifts and changes. So point being, this next year is a big year. And if you thought that 2018 was a little tricky, me personally, I don't even remember 2018. I'm like, wait, what? Hold on. I still feel like it's January, kind of a crazy year. 2019 has some unique challenges. It's got some beautiful pieces too. Every year there's no good nor bad. But I'd be happy to help you navigate those, like how personally it might show up in your life, as well as people that you love and care about. So I'm doing they're 40-minute forecasts. They're shorter, kind of mini forecasts, which frankly, it's more concentrated. So we'll do a look at your progress chart, and then we'll do a look at your solar return chart. I do it in 2 sections. It's a little video recording just like this, addressed to you, and it's uploaded onto a private or an unlisted YouTube playlist for you to watch. So it's and then you can ask me questions if you have any. Let me know if you're interested, and the way you do that, you go to my website, and on the website you can see the calendar, the schedule. You can pick the time. The time is not exact necessarily. It's just because I can only take so many people per day. So at the end of the day, you get your link and you get your video that you can watch. You can pay for it there on the website. You pay for it. You do it all. It's very easy. And I take credit cards, debit cards, all that normal good stuff, PayPal, etc. It's very easy, and hopefully it's something where we can do a little work together. It can make your upcoming year be something that you're prepared for the weather. You got your umbrella or your boots or your tank top, what have you. Okay, hope you all have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Festivus. If you don't celebrate, whatever it is, stay safe, and thank you so much for all of your support on my channel. And this has been a real wild ride. Okay, take care. All right, bye-bye.